Good morning, everyone. Can we get people to take a seat? We very much want to get started. Keep everybody on time. We've got a lot of people in the back. We do have seats. There's places to sit. Hi, Grace. I'll take my hat off to be a little more appropriate, but with this head. Well, thank you all for coming out. This may be one of the uniquely important days at FGCU as we get to celebrate not only a new facility, but important things that will happen and are happening within the walls. So thanks for being here. I have said on a couple of occasions, the last couple of years have been, at least for me, quite special. We keep breaking records. We had record enrollment, biggest single federal grant ever given an institution, the biggest single year of fundraising, other than the first 2 years, the biggest single year of hiring new faculty, and opening the biggest academic building on campus in a pretty short period of time. And that's a testament to a lot of people. Thank you. That's a testament to a lot of people both on campus and in the community and in the legislature who have come together to make this a great university getting better. And for that, I hope everyone appreciates what it takes. And it's been an honor for me over the last 5.5 years to get to work with that group and see what we can do and what they can do for this community and for this institution. I want to tell you just a little bit about the Water School. And the first is we invented the name, the Water School, as you well know, because there's a space between the and water for someone's name. And so we're more than happy to open that space up. It makes no difference how long your name is. It could be like a Dutch name, for example, right? Whatever it takes, we'll push the words out at some time. But it still says exactly who we are. And when you tour the building, you'll note if you get to the top and look out from the windows up here, you know why we're the Water School, because you get to see what this looks like. I want to introduce, and I don't know where they all are. I know we have some of our trustees here, and I may miss somebody, but I do want to introduce a few. Luis, right here, Luis Rivera, Robbie Repsdorf, Peter Sulik, Leo Montgomery, Grace Brannigan, and I don't know if Anna Carlin is here or not, but this is the governing board that makes us all stay on task so these projects get done. Let me tell you a little bit about the Water School quickly. This was a sort of a dream a number of us had 5 years ago. And we set some criteria for what we wanted to do. We wanted to create a program on campus that took advantage of as broad a base of expertise as we possibly could. We wanted a multidisciplinary exercise because we knew, as a regional comprehensive, it would be very difficult to have a single discipline ever distinguish us. But we believe by assembling disciplines and faculty from those disciplines, we could move the needle. Secondly, we wanted to be able to solve real problems for Southwest Florida long term. Third, we wanted to take advantage of the unique laboratory in which we live. Fourth, we wanted to be able to educate the next generations of those who would continue to solve the problems. And finally, we wanted to do it in such a way that the nation and internationally we gain recognition. And that gave rise to this program. And that's exactly what we've been able to achieve thanks to a lot of people's support. And it's been absolutely astounding to someone who's been in higher education as long as I have, that we could do it as quickly and as successfully as happened. And this is just one of those milestones along the way that you get to celebrate, but we also want to celebrate regularly the good things that will happen in this building. Thanks. I want to thank RG Architects. I think some of them are here somewhere. There they are right here, who designed a beautiful building. I want to thank all of the workers who came here and actually continue to come here, but to build this building and to continue to fine-tune it and continue to make it operate. Thanks to all of you. Whoever you're with, thank you for your service. And now I want to make note of two very special people who have been fundamental to our success. Former Senator Elizabeth Benequisto and the current President of the Senate, Kathleen Passidomo. And let me tell you why. I have referred to Elizabeth as the godmother of this building. In her time in the legislature and the state senate, she made this a significant priority to bring this to her district, and she pulled it off. I won't tell the whole story about the very last moment she called to say we got the money, but it engendered a good deal of celebration and actually a couple of glasses of scotch, but we won't get into that. But nonetheless, the bottom line was she was relentless and committed, and that's why we're here. The second person, Senator Passidomo, on the other side of this, has helped us drive the recurring funding to have a program of distinction called the Water School. And at every turn, while Elizabeth was in the Senate and while Kathleen is now in the Senate, whenever we've called upon them, they've been here to support this institution. And what we've had this conversation many times, in supporting this institution, the real impact is that they are serving their constituents, because that's what we're intent to do. So I just want you to know that two people on our delegation, there are others who have been remarkably helpful. Adam's over here, a good friend and a real supporter. There may be others here from this delegation that have made this institution in 25 years as good a comprehensive, regional comprehensive as you'll find in this country. And that's a testament to them, and it's something I'm incredibly proud to know them and thankful to have had the opportunity to participate with them. So that's where we are. One final comment. You all know, I think, well, maybe some of you don't have to live in the world we live in every day. The state of Florida funds us in a large part by a 10 criteria performing funding set of measurements. And we believe in that. We believe in performance funding. But I've told many of you before, the one criteria for me in my time here that transcends all of those is the day in which every citizen in Southwest Florida has a personal reason to be glad we're here. And I believe we're moving on that criteria as fast as any university can. So this is another demonstration of our desire to touch everyone's life in this region and then beyond. So I really want to thank you all for participating. I'm going to turn this over now to Senator Benequisto. I told her once we were going to rename our sports teams the Eagles to the Benequistos, but Nike couldn't get it on the back of a jersey. So with that, Elizabeth, please join me up here. Thank you all, and thank you, Senator Benequisto.
Good afternoon, everyone. Go Eagles. So before I forget, nothing matters more than acknowledging the teamwork that went into any efforts I was successful at. And those include Matt Caldwell, Ray Rodriguez, Dane Eagle, and the entirety of Senate leadership in the time that I was there, because they believed in what I believed in, which was investing in our university to make sure that it could be everything that we had dreamed it would be. So my name might be on, as Senator Martin told me, a tiny little plaque inside the building. It is everyone's name that should be there, including your own. Because while we brought home money from the state, you gave from your own pockets. You gave from your businesses. You made sure to make the investment in this university. And my challenge goes to Representative Mello, who's amazing, Representative Botana, who tell him no and see how that works out, and your newest senator, Senator Martin. My challenge to them is, as they embark on the next phase of leadership for this university and bringing funds home, to do better than we did, because you can, and you need to. And, you know, I was going to the Christmas party next, like in a couple weeks, but since it's not a retirement party, I'm not showing up. But how lucky this community is. Maybe it didn't work out exactly right with the presidential search, and there'll be another run at it. But how lucky you are to have any more time with Mike Martin at the helm. He lives, breathes, eats, and drinks a little scotch, all in the name of Eagles and making sure that he's doing everything he can to advance the mission of the university. You're very lucky. He's become a good friend, and I, for one, am grateful for even a little more time to watch him put his mark on this university and what's next. And I've never been called godmother of anything, but I think it's cute, and I'll take it. But it is what we're called to do. And I have to mention Tim Morris, because Tim Morris, you know, we're only as good as the people who work with us on our team, and he now works with Senator Martin. He will be your go-to guy to make sure stuff gets in the budget. But so I'll give you a cell phone number later. The opportunity to serve in such a way, it isn't just a building. It's the future. And how to protect that which you hold so special, which you found reasons to invest in. Water is our life in Southwest Florida. And so many of you in this audience know it. So I'm grateful to be a small part of making this journey successful and making the building have a door with a key that opens for students to come and live their dreams. And I get the pleasure of introducing my good friend Kathleen Passidomo, President-designate Passidomo, who if you... I'm not going to let the opportunity pass without saying, if you thought I was good, watch her in action. This moment in time, when so many of your families, businesses, colleagues, neighbors are struggling to recover and rebuild and get back to some semblance of life, I couldn't be more proud and feel more fortunate for my hometown than to have that woman holding the gavel and guiding what will be a massive recovery effort for our community and making sure that your voices are heard, your dreams and goals are realized to the best of her ability. But she's amazing. And on top of that, she's calm, resolute, and determined. Nothing will get in her way of serving you, which is what we're all supposed to do. She does it with a smile on her face and a witty joke, but she has purpose of heart. And it was an honor to serve with her, and now it is the greatest honor to watch her become only the third woman president in the history of the Florida Senate. Here is Kathleen Passidomo.
Good morning, actually. Water, water, everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water, everywhere, not any drop to drink. There passed a weary time. Each throat was parched and glazed each eye. A weary time, how glazed each weary eye. All of us take things like nature, friends, and family for granted. But what would happen if we had everything stripped away in a matter of days? Through the course of the epic poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Samuel Taylor Coleridge tells how the mariner comes to several intersections where he learns how his choices can affect others as well as how he functions. As the story progresses, we gain a deeper meaning to daily human connections as well as how much we take nature for granted. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner warns us of the dangers of acting without regard for consequences. When it comes to the future of Florida, water is one of the biggest and perhaps the most important challenges we face. Water is essential to life. Water is important to our health. Water powers our businesses. Water attracts families and visitors. Water waters our farms. Water supports our ecosystem. If we don't focus on how to manage, protect, and restore Florida's beautiful water resources, there will be severe consequences. Here at the Water School at FGCU, academics, researchers, students, policymakers, and other stakeholders come together to focus on water. And I am excited to see what will come from the enhanced collaboration at this new facility. The Water School is the latest and greatest coming from FGCU, but it's just one part of this important institution. Through FGCU's comprehensive academic programs, the institution is providing access, education, and skill building to thousands of students in Southwest Florida. In the 25 years since this concept became a reality, more than 43,000 students have earned a degree from FGCU, and we are all reaping the benefits. These students are leaders, researchers, nurses, teachers, professors, engineers, entrepreneurs, and more. They are an important part of our workforce and our community. Today is a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the Water School and all that FGCU contributes to our state. I thank you for inviting me to share this day with you, and I look forward to representing this district in the Florida Senate over the next 4 years. In fact, this is in my district now. Now I would like to introduce the South Florida Water Management District Chairman, Chauncey Goss, who was appointed by the Governor DeSantis in 2019 to the South Florida Water Management District Governing Board. He is responsible for Everglades restoration, flood control, water supply, and stewardship of South Florida water resources. Welcome, Chairman Goss.
Thank you very much, President-designate. What a great day for Southwest Florida. Actually, let me rephrase that and say what a great day for all of Florida. I'm Chauncey Goss. I'm chairman of the South Florida Water Management District's Governing Board. And on behalf of the Governing Board and on behalf of the nearly 1,400 hardworking men and women of the district, I want to say congratulations and thank you for the incredible work that FGCU is doing. I'd also like to acknowledge my colleague, Charlotte Roman. I don't know where she is, but I know she's here. There she is. She's from Marco Island and chairs the Big Cypress Basin Board. So I'd like to thank you, all of you who worked so tirelessly to make this school and this incredible facility behind me happen. From the Board of Trustees to President Martin and Dr. Tolley, to the leadership of the senators, Benaquisto and Pasadomo. I'm sure Senator Rodriguez was part of that, and their counterparts in the House. I want to thank you all for what you've done. I also want to thank the donors for realizing the potential this school has. Governor DeSantis has made no secret of his commitment to water resources, and not coincidentally, on his second day in office, he traveled to Bonita to an FGCU facility. He signed Executive Order 19-12, and he announced his bold vision for the protection of Florida's environment. And thanks to that leadership, and thanks to the support of Florida's legislature and our legislative delegation in Washington, D.C., we've experienced incredible and unprecedented funding in the last 4 years. Since January of 2019, over 50 Everglades restoration projects have broken ground, reached major milestones, or reach completion. And these projects allow us to improve on the quantity, quality, timing, and distribution of the water that moves into the greater Everglades system. And we all know what happens when we don't have that right. We've experienced it here time and time again, and the consequences are really too high. So these projects are going to help us reduce discharges, harmful discharges, to both the Caloosahatchee estuary. They're going to help us reduce harmful discharges to the St. Lucie estuary, and more importantly, they're going to help move water south to the Everglades and south to Florida Bay. So Florida is one of the fastest growing states in the nation, and Southwest Florida has been, is, and I think will continue to be sort of the tip of that spear. And FGCU is a critical part of that growth. Whether it's history, healthcare, hospitality, or whether it's arithmetic, agricultural, entrepreneurship, FGCU sits in the catbird seat for supplying an educated and energized workforce for this area and for that growth. And I'd argue that Florida's magnetism, the reason people are coming here, is heavily dependent on the quality of life, days like today, that we all enjoy here, and also with a low tax environment. And to me, it's no coincidence because I think they're related. Keeping Florida a great place to live, work, and play, whether for tourists, natives, or new residents, it's really the secret sauce in keeping our tax rates low. And there's no way to keep the quality of life we expect and the future generations deserve without addressing water. Whether it's fresh, brackish, or salt, it's the lifeblood of this state's environment and our economy. FGCU's commitment to the water school is really exactly what we need to help inform and improve what I would call the sometimes rocky marriage of policy and science. Policymakers, people like myself, need actionable science, and scientists need an understanding of what's useful to policymakers, and frankly, to be aware sometimes of the shackles, the political reality that often bound policymakers. And I'm really confident that the water school is going to help fill the void that so often exists between the two. I remember having the opportunity to visit FGCU during its groundbreaking, and I served on the foundation board back in the 90s, and I can't tell you how impressed I am when I look around with the vision that's been realized here over the last quarter century. I'm also a little jealous. I wish it had been here when I was growing up, but I look at this building, and I think about all the students who are going to learn here, and it fills me with incredible pride in this community and incredible hope for our future. Also, and maybe a little selfishly from the district standpoint, it makes me really happy to know that future employees are going to attend the water school right here in Southwest Florida. And this is going to be a little shameless promotion to all of you students out there. Please keep us in mind. We're always looking for talent, and our mission is really second to none. So thank you for including the district in this celebration. Congratulations on this wonderful achievement, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We truly have something to be thankful for.
Good morning. What a beautiful day, huh? I'm Greg Tolley. I'm the Executive Director of the Water School here at Florida Gulf Coast University. Today is a big day for FGCU, for our students, and for this community as well. It represents years of planning, extensive conversations about what we needed this building to be, really steadfast support by Senator Benequisto and also by Senator Passidomo as well, and the entire legislative delegation. I see Adam out there and others, for supporting us, supporting this region, and perseverance and patience through quarantines, supply chain issues, and changes in the workforce resulting from the COVID economy. It hasn't been easy. This day also represents a tremendous outpouring of support from this community. As you tour the building today, you'll see that the name Senator Elizabeth Benequisto Community Room. You'll see the John and Dorothy Gigon Auditorium. I see Dorothy back there. You'll see the Martin Foundation Marine Science Teaching Lab, the Bond Family Conference Room, the Chukaluski Conference Room sponsored by Andy Hill. And less tangible, less visible, but certainly no less importance to the lives of our students are the many scholarships that have been sponsored since the Water School first was launched just three years ago. Today also represents tremendous effort on behalf of the faculty and staff at the Water School. It was their vision for a building that fully supported their innovative teaching and their research needs, and their conversations with the architects of the building that helped shape what you see before you here today. I'd like to ask all of the faculty and staff of the Water School to raise their hands and be recognized here. You know, I had the opportunity to spend some time with my friend and FGCU colleague, Jessica Osceola, the other night, and then went to the Big Cypress Reservation of the Seminole Tribe of Florida. And in the many conversations I had there, I was reminded of the historical and cultural significance of the land that this building sits on. Long before Florida Gulf Coast University was established in Southwest Florida, long before the cities of Naples and Fort Myers were founded, Native peoples inhabited, lived off, and cared for this land for countless generations. The Water School at FGC was established in part to help this community do what it needs to do to protect our lands and our waters as this region continues to grow, to be good stewards of the land. And I think it's important to acknowledge those who came before us and to be grateful. Water defines Southwest Florida. Water defines Southwest Florida, from our beaches and barrier islands to our rivers and wetlands. Our community is centered around the manifold natural spaces and economies that depend on clean water. It's important to note that the word water in the Water School is actually a metaphor. It's a metaphor for the environment. And water and the natural environment of Southwest Florida have guided how our communities have been established, have nurtured the educational, social, and economic opportunities that have been created, and have joined us together as Floridians. The Water School also recognizes the power of water and its ability to intersect and to connect all aspects of life in this region, from agriculture, tourism, businesses, and real estate, to public health, education, leisure, and the enjoyment and appreciation of our natural places. The Water School is addressing some of the most pressing issues of our time by promoting sustainable solutions to ensure that future generations here in Southwest Florida that can take advantage of a world that is full of opportunity and a high quality of life. The inclusive approach that we use at the Water School is also reflected in the diversity of support that has made the Water School possible. From our amazing legislative delegation, many of you who are here today, and some are former members of the delegation, to businesses and agricultural, local environmental organizations, and all of you who have supported us. This building and the opportunities it creates for FGCU students would not have been possible without your support. FGCU has been bringing together science, public policy, and the community to protect our environment. Over the last 4 years, Governor DeSantis and the Florida legislature have directed resources to tackle very difficult, sometimes intractable environmental challenges. From the creation of the Blue-Green Algae Task Force to record funding for Everglades restoration and other water quality projects, the state of Florida has really invigorated its commitment to water and the environment. Because of the state's support for the Water School, specifically through the Universities of Distinction funding and the construction of this very building that you see here today, the Water School has an outstanding opportunity to become leaders in the field of water and the environment through its excellent faculty, staff, and students. And I'm confident that our faculty and students will deliver the policy and science to help solve the water challenges of South Florida and around the globe, because of the unique strength that comes from the interdisciplinary and intergenerational approach that is at the core of the Water School. Through our work on red tide, Everglades restoration, blue-green algae blooms on Lake Okeechobee and in the Caloosahatchee River, and the impacts of sea level rise and hurricanes on our communities and local ecosystems, FGCU and its partners in the region are making their mark in the protection of Florida's environment. Although we officially celebrate the opening of this facility today, this building is already alive with students. They're here learning in modern classrooms, conducting research in our state-of-the-art laboratories, and teaching each other in the special places that have been created in this building to encourage them to collaborate. This building represents an enhancement in our ability to train them to be scientists by doing scientists, and it expands our opportunities to teach them in new and innovative ways. It also offers us the opportunity to take giant steps forward to address current and emerging needs of this community as it faces significant challenges resulting from climate change and absolutely unprecedented population growth. Our number one responsibility here at Florida Gulf Coast University is to our students, our future. But our second greatest responsibility is to this community. We want all of you to feel that this is your water school, a place where you can come and learn about important issues, a place you can turn to when your community needs support in addressing water-related or environmental-related issues, and a place you can be proud of. Thank you for all that this ribbon cutting means, not only to us here at Florida Gulf Coast University and our students, but to this community. Before we begin the official ribbon cutting ceremony, I'd like to recognize some people that are really responsible for this building. Not many of the architects and the contractors are actually here today with us. So I'd like to say thank you to Javier Salazar, the principal architect from RG Architects. And his team, many of his team is here today. I see Charles Goodkunst is there, Ryan Richards, and Austin Landrat are here today with them. Maurizio Masso, it's good to see you here today again as well. Maurizio is Vice President of Hunt and Brady Architects, and his team, including Alain Valdez and Susan Pendergraph, have made remarkable contributions to this project. With Manhattan Construction, Senior Vice President Jen Cudahy, John Bagani, Josh Willard, Superintendent of the building Luke Cook, and FGCU alumni Chris Fusco, Ryan Spear, and Gabriel Tamayo. They were a pleasure to work with. With Brush, artist and designer Brian Brush, who created and installed the beautiful artwork that you'll see. You can actually take a peek of now from out here, but you'll see even better from the inside. And then with FGCU, specifically Greg Larson, John Dorsett, who really took the lead on this building, Jim Hale and Troy Kelly, who helped translate what the architects and the contractors were doing into a workable plan here. And with the water school itself, the amazing faculty and staff participated in the many, many planning sessions, provided critical information regarding the layout and specifications of much of the instruments that you'll see in the building, and taught themselves the language of architecture and construction as part of their other duties as assigned. Special thanks to staff members Adam Cadisis, Taria Bentley, Danielle Paul, Haruka Urakawa, Oscar Maradiaga, Charlene Broadman, Crystal Niemeyer, Deborah Young, and Farida Sheikh. I'd also finally like to recognize the Water School's biggest champion, Mike Martin. President Martin has spent the last 5 years reminding anybody who would listen to him that every time the state of Florida invests in FGCU, it's investing in this community. And that has resonated, and that has allowed us, I think, to connect with this community and the community to connect with us in a way that we didn't have before he came here. Well, let me give you an idea of what's going to happen next. After the official ribbon cutting, you're all invited to explore the new home of the Water School right behind me here during our open house. We'll have some light refreshments, and you're encouraged to take a self-guided tour of the building. All you need is your handy little program here that will show you what's open today. As you take your tour, keep in mind that some classes are in session, but we also have students stationed on each floor to talk to you about the building, and we have some classrooms and some laboratories that are actually open for you to look at and tour. We have an aquarium room. It doesn't have aquariums in it yet. The water's still yet to be put in there. But you can take a peek through our peekaboo windows at what goes on behind the scenes that the general public doesn't normally see. You can also talk to some of our students who are actually up in the computer lab working on their GIS projects today. So they'd be more than happy to tell you about the work that you're doing. And again, all the information is provided right here in today's program guide. Well, I'd like to now invite the members of the Florida Gulf Coast University Board of Trustees, the members of the FGCU Cabinet, and the members of our Florida Legislative Delegation to come forward and cut the ribbon. Let's make this official.